to me, Ed is the ultimate hustler. Like, and his greatest asset is Ed has the best mouthpiece. Ed could sell you a tank literally off of a Honda lot. Like, if you stopped and took a glance at that tank and Ed was there, he would get you in it. I don't have a license to drive this thing. I don't know anything about the buttons. Ed would sell it to you. And no matter what it takes, I'll show you how to drive it. Yeah, come here every day at 5 o'clock when we close, and I'll drive you around the city for 10 hours in this tank. Till you feel comfortable to drive it by yourself, he will get you to do that. And that's why I say he's the ultimate hustler, because of his mouthpiece. Ed can get anywhere. Ed probably could have gotten the inauguration for Barack Obama, standing right next to him, you know. He's just that good. No matter, you know, what he does, like I said, he can take 10 cents and make it $100,000 if you gave him the time and you gave him, you know, just a little bit of belief. Just believe in the guy, just a tad bit. And there's no telling where his hustle will take you. But he is definitely a hustler, definitely in every aspect of the word.
Yeah, I definitely think Ed is a hustler, because when I got to know him, he tells you more about his life, and you get to find out more about Ed, how, you know, diversity culture, you know, he is. He knows a lot of different races, and he knows a lot of different people. So he's a hustler because he hangs with the street at the same time. He's with the corporate world, and he gets that money. He gets, you know, the big money.
Ed is one of the hardest hustling people I've ever met. I've known different people who do different aspects. He usually hustle. When I say hustle, I mean take what you do and push it to a level to where you can do what you want.
Out hustling when his feet hit the ground in the morning till when his head hits the pillow at night. He's been hustling all day long, whether it be in business, for his family, for his friends. He is hustling.
I know numerous hustlers in my time. Ed is amongst the elite of the hustling field. Most hustlers I know being illegal hustlers. Hustle on a level, and they have a level where they have to even off at. If you go too high over this level, you're going to get caught and do your time. You have to know when to go and on and off and on and off. Ed gets to the point where it's legal. So he's hustling all the time. No matter what. You at the titty bar, while you're there enjoying yourself, Ed's talking to the manager about doing the air conditioning. Exactly. Next thing you know, he got their contract. So now there's nothing for you to return back. Why? Because you got that little education from Ed how to do the return airs, and now you might be in the truck going to do the return airs at the same little titty bar. Y'all just spending thousands of dollars maybe months ago. So, you know, it took it to the whole next level.
Eddie is a hustler. Ever since I known him, he's hustled. I mean, stories he tells me since he was a little boy, how he hustled to, you know, get food in the table for him and his sister, while Dad was out drinking. How he hustled just to get something in the table, in their mouth. I mean, I think that's just, you know, amazing. How he suffered all his life and hustled. But I mean, Eddie is, you know, the way he is because he hustled all his life and gets what he wants because he knows what he's doing, you know?
Eddie is definitely a hustler just by the way he manipulated a government agency that introduced an energy savings program. The way he did by making millions of dollars in a few months. It was obviously not designed to do that, but he found a way to do that. That's a hustler. I mean, if that's not a hustler, then I don't know what it is.
Eddie's definitely a hustler. I think Eddie's a hustler out of necessity, and then it was transformed from something that became a means to an end into his own expression, his own art form, because it's a unique hustle. You know, there are those who hustle, meaning two types of hustle. There are people who are on top of it, who aren't lazy, who will do whatever it takes to make sure they make ends meet and get ahead in life. But then there are those who are just a little more slick. It's not so much about getting ahead. It's about doing something without having to take the traditional route, the dictated route. I'm not going to go and work the 9 to 5 and punch a clock and commute on the 405 and fit into that little mold and jump on the habit trail and run the wheel. Now I'm going to do it my own way. And in spite of that, I'm going to do even better than if I had conformed to the system. I think that's his unique quality, is that because of the adversity he saw in his childhood, he had to hustle. Because of the intensity he saw in the Marine Corps, he learned to hustle without even having to think about it. It just became second nature because it's a survival thing. They teach you that in the Corps. And then once he got into Mexico and his life after the Corps and eventually to the person who he is today, he's taken his hustling to an art form. It's the art of living creatively on your own terms. Doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Doesn't mean you're doing something bad. It just means you're doing it your way. You know, like Sinatra. Or Sid Vicious. Yeah, so I think Eddie is definitely a hustler. He's a hustler on his own terms.
I said, if you ever go to a car dealer and they won't hire you, just say, you know what, this is going to be the dumbest thing you ever do if you let me walk out of these doors. You have to hire me. I'm going to be the best salesman ever. Well, Eddie, being the hustler that he is, he takes it a step farther and he tells the guy, you won't have to pay me if I'm not the top salesperson. You know, that's stupid. If he loses by half a car, if you sell 30 and a half cars, that could be $10,000, $13,000. But if somebody sells 30 and a half cars, Ed's saying he's not going to get dime one. But he did it, of course. Ed being the hustler. Ed puts his business card on people's cars and says, call me, I want to buy your car. Call me, I want to buy your car. He had more people coming in asking for him than people that had worked at the dealership 20 years. The top salesman there is like, what is this kid doing? How is he doing it? He's hustling. He's creating traffic. He's creating excitement. He's the top salesman of the month. He got paid.
I feel Ed is a hustler because, for one, ever since I've known Ed, he's been all about his money. Whether getting it the bad way or getting it the right way. He was always about his money. He never stopped, always encouraged everybody to get their money and help them out too if they needed to be helped out. You know, but Ed is definitely a hustler in many ways.
You know what I mean? Everything he's got, he's earned, and he'll show you how to get it. You know what I mean? He's the type of guy that don't give up. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's tomorrow. Even if you have nothing today, if you know Ed, you'll be all right tomorrow because Ed will show you another way to just be like, dude, it's not the end of the world. Don't worry about it. He's had it all. He's lost it all. And he's had it all back again. And Ed is a believer, and if he believes in you, you're on the right path of succeeding in something. Anything that it is, like anything, you know what I mean? Anything he presents to you, he's not full of it, and a lot of people should listen to it and run with it. And like I said, because at first he comes across as this high energy guy. Maybe he's got ADHD, you know, and he's just, you know, bouncing off the wall. So you're just like, wait, you know, pump your brakes, dude. I don't, you know, that's a lot to be telling me right now, but just lend him an ear. You know what I mean? And your good ear, because he's gonna just spit so much knowledge to you that it's gonna be wow. And like I said, you don't believe it all because you don't know the guy. But when he puts it all together and you're just like, wow.